All right, good morning out there. Today is Tuesday, June 10th, 2025. I'm Anthony, and this is Drive Dive. I don't know, just me chatting while I drive, sharing whatever's on my mind. And right now, I'm just thinking about continuing my reflections on short form versus long form video and how I've used them, what I've been doing with them, and how they compare in terms of viewership. Where, I don't know, I guess during the week, last week, or maybe the weekend before, I said, let's just record. And I mean, I didn't do anything crazy. I was outside in the yard, pulling some weeds and stuff and cleaning the pool. And I just created two separate, short videos. Nothing intentionally funny or eye-catching, just kind of putting it out there like, hey, this is what I'm doing. And if I'm going to do it regularly, if I'm going to be out here, more or less spinning my wheels, right? I mean, gardening and weeding, like, it's just so cyclical and it's never done, and you have to do it again eventually, and perhaps more often than any of us would like to have to do, but it's just one of those things, right? So I figure, like, if you're going to do it and you're spinning your wheels, like, maybe record and, get something out of it, right? Whether that's on YouTube, right? I mean, ultimately, just putting that out there on YouTube and getting the viewership and maybe monetizing a channel one day. And, if it happens, great. If it doesn't, well, guess what? You're still just spinning your wheels and maybe you got some weeds pulled, right? And cleaning the pool, same deal, right? It's yes, I'm spoiled and all this other stuff, right? It's not like I didn't envision when I was, a child, like, oh yeah, I'm going to grow up and I'm going to have this house with a pool and blah, 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 be able to afford these things, yada, yada. But here I am, and I have this pool and I got to, maintain it. And so instead of spinning my wheels and having to do it repeatedly, and again, more often than I would like to, let's just record it and see if it, helps build a channel and maybe, like I said, eventually monetize it. So that's how I sort of started, right? And I'd read about if you're trying to build up your channel, that maybe, create some shorts would get you some additional followers, subscribers rather. But then my kids have been talking about some TikTok video where the phrase 6'7", and I know it has something to do with a hip hop song, I believe, and there's some memes and things that are out there, and I'm like 6'7", right? And anytime I'm talking in math class, counting, or if the number 6 comes up, they say 7, and I'm like, what is this? So I imagined there would be other contexts in which you would say 6'7". And one of my kids, again, I haven't seen the video, he did something like, but can you do that? Can you do the? I'm like, okay. So in my head, I'm like, I guess that's some sort of like rough estimation, 6'7". And so I figure there have to be other contexts, and maybe some comical ones, maybe some serious ones, where that kind of tie into either what I've been talking about with me driving and what I do while I drive and making productive use of this time that I am driving. I could record some videos about that, and where I use the phrase 6'7", or I try doing some more comical things where it's a sort of outlandish estimate, or like reaction videos, and a lot of times I'm just reacting to my own content, but me then using the phrase 6'7", and so just doing some of those silly things and maybe having some forethought. Whereas here I'm really just rambling, and whatever comes to mind is what I'm saying. But with the short form, really thinking about what I want to be, in this condensed format, less than a minute, no fancy thumbnail or anything like that. Not that I get all that fancy when I do make thumbnails on other channels, not this one. And those short form videos, have garnered, a few of them. I mentioned, right, gardening or pulling weeds, almost 1,000 views. Cleaning my pool, I think almost 1,000 views. But then these silly ones where I'm talking about chewing sunflower seeds, got over 1,000 views. And a video of ants in my front yard. One, just the ants, and me just trying to offer a helpful tip for homeowners, got almost 1,000 views. But then the reaction short. They're both shorts, but then the reaction short to that, where I used the phrase 6'7", definitely got over 1,000. And so it's interesting to me, and for me right now with this young channel, I guess, over 1,000 views is, pretty substantial, I think, because I'm accustomed to my long form videos like this one, maybe getting a dozen views. I think some of my top, long form videos have maybe gotten 20, 30 views. If you discount some of the or ignore some of the earlier ones that might show like 1,000 views or something, but that was when I tried paying for subscribers to see if that did anything, if that inched me closer to getting monetized or anything like that. I did put a video out there, sort of apologizing and maybe a public service announcement, like don't waste your time or money, with services like that promise so many subscribers and watch hours, etc. Like it's not worth it. I guess whatever's going on with this YouTube algorithm and picking up your videos and getting them in front of eyeballs, it doesn't trick the algorithm, I guess, right? In the end. So you might see some sort of instant results, but then it doesn't really generate much after that. So you're better off just doing it the hard way, right? There's no substitute for hard work. You got to keep going, keep grinding, and figure some things out. So that's it. I mean, I don't know if there are any tricks beyond that. Should the content be related? Should my short form videos have anything to do with my long form videos, or is the short form like, hey, look at me, there are other sides and facets to me, like, check out the rest of my content. I don't know. Maybe as a next step to try to relate them is, looking at the viewership here on some of my long form videos. If people are clicking away after the first minute, but I made a salient point in the second minute, third minute, fourth minute, etc., to start trying to clip those parts, remix my long form into the short form, which I think then does embed a link within the short video to the long video, or whatever the original source was, be it long or short. Maybe get some additional clicks that way. So that's something I'll try over the summer if I want to continue investing a little bit of time into this channel while I'm on summer break and not driving an hour every morning. I can continue creating some content related to these videos that way, while also maybe continuing to experiment with either short form videos in this channel, but I'll also be working on other channels that I collaborate on with my son. Some of our other hobbies and pastimes. Video games, one. Disney Lorcana, another. We do have two channels, each focused on that sort of separate content. So that's what I envision doing with part of my summer, and trying to continue down this YouTube rabbit hole. See if it's just another example of me spinning my wheels, but it certainly feels more productive, I think, in the hopes that there is some payout in the end. Whereas, like, what is weeding going to get me? But, more weeding. Anyhow, on that, thanks for watching. Happy Tuesday. Like, subscribe, share, comment down below. And, we'll hit that notification bell, and we'll catch you on the next one. Take care.